Expect it. It will happen today.
And we are live on episode 5 of Redline. I am your host, Donovan Sharpe. I am joined this evening by Rollo Tomassi of therationalmale.com and Steve the Dean Williams of themanmindset.com.
Listen up. So you shower with?
Say that again.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I hit the button. I had to delete.
I was like, who the fuck is talking?
We already had a troll up in this.
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
So tonight, guys, we are talking. And by the way, the phone lines are open, 914-205-5356. Again, that's 914-205-5356. Outside of the U.S., it is 001-914-205-5356. What we're talking about this evening is, can men and women be friends? Now, this is interesting because I actually just thought about this right before we came on. When we ask the question, can men and women be friends? What we're really asking is, can men and women be friends without any sexual tension? On the other side of this is the same question that women ask themselves, and this is this question: can men and women have sex with each other without catching feelings? And here's why, guys. What men value the most is what we are not the gatekeepers to, right? Women are the gatekeepers to sex. Men are the gatekeepers to companionship and relationships. We as men, we can get girlfriends anytime. Girls will say, yeah, I'll be your girlfriend, right? And give me all the benefits of this and that and the other. And so we don't really value that because we can get that anytime. What we value is sex. So when we are friends with a woman and there is no sex involved, that only benefits the woman. She's getting all of the benefits of being in a relationship without actually being in a sexual relationship. On the other side, okay, when a woman and a man is having sex and there's no feelings involved, there's no relationship, it's the man that's winning. He's getting all of the benefits of having sex without having to be in a relationship. That benefits the man. So we're men, we're asking the real question, hey, can men and women be friends without any sort of sexual tension or anything of the sort? Rollo, listen, we've already got 2 callers in the queue, 419 and 205.
Of course we do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Rollo, I'm going to let you start it off, and then Steve, I'm going to let you butt him over.
You're actually laying a whole lot more on me than I thought we were going to talk about tonight, actually. So first off, I have written at least 4 different posts about whether or not men and women can be friends. I've also talked about the let's just be friends rejection. So maybe that's something we might want to dig into, because this is a kind of a really broad topic.
Yes.
It's not just, oh, can you just hang out with your good buddy who's a chick? No. Well, so there's that aspect of it, and then there's the side that where a guy, like most beta guys, will want to at some point do what's called a ladder jump. Okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar with ladder theory, but what ladder theory is, it's a very, very old idea. I'm not really even sure if it was a pickup artist idea, but what it is, it's this theory that women have 2 ladders in their lives. Okay. One is reserved for guys that they're going to fuck, and one is reserved for guys that are going to be friends that they're never going to have sex with, but they still want to keep them in their lives. Maybe they're beta orbiters, maybe they're just useful idiots. Okay, and at some point, one of those guys who's on the friendship ladder tries to jump over to the intimacy ladder. And they used to, this is like, gosh, man, this is like really, really old. We're talking like 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. But so what happens is when that guy, what happens is women keep different, like I want to say a hierarchy of guys who are more important than others. So on her friends ladder, there's some guys who are just like her acquaintances that are at the very bottom of the ladder. Right. And then there's the guys that are like really, really close friends, or they want to think that they're really close friends and they share everything with them. They're the emotional tampon. They're the guy that's always there for them so that they can cry on his shoulder when she's complaining about the evil, bad alpha guy that she had sex with just a week earlier. That, you know what I'm talking about, the emotional tampon. That guy would be at the top of the friendship ladder. Okay. And what happens is when that guy tries to jump from the friendship ladder over to the intimacy ladder, or the boyfriend ladder, or whatever, the sex ladder, and she rejects him, he falls all the way to the bottom of the friendship ladder, or somewhere around. He loses that position, so he has to work himself back up again so that he can try to make that jump and try to play these games with her, like to prove himself that he would be the perfect boyfriend, if only she could just see me. And all of this really comes from from his training or his conditioning in the blue pill to believe that the key to getting with a girl is to be her friend first. You have to be friends first, and she has to be comfortable with you, and you have to build this rapport, and you have to have this, you want to spoon on her bed, when she's feeling bad, and you basically turn yourself into a stuffed animal. And so what happens is when you jump that ladder, the stuffed animal suddenly has a dick. And so, she does, so she's like, there's a dick on my stuffed animal, and so what happens is that guy, usually gets what's called the let's just be friends.
Right.
The LJBF thing. I mean, there's songs that are written about LJBF. So, so we can get into that a little bit. What do you do when a woman says, I just want to be friends? You done fucked up, son. That's what happened. So, but can men and women be friends? And my answer to that is always no. And the reason why I say it's no is because men and women have different models for friendship with each other from within their own sex. So when guys are friends with guys and women are friends with women, the dynamic is different than when there's an intersexual relationship or an intersexual friendship between a man and a woman. The old joke. I mean, you've probably seen When Harry Met Sally or something, how, like, I think it was Billy Crystal said something to the effect that, men and women can't ever be friends because the sex thing always gets in the way, right? He's not wrong, but he's wrong in the sense that he thinks it's you can't be friends with somebody that you want to have sex with. But what's really going on here is that when a man decides that he wants to accept his let's just be friends rejection, or he accepts the idea that he can be actual friends because he believes that if he's friendly with her, he can identify more with her and prove his quality to milady. What happens is she sees him relating and communicating like one of her girlfriends. Ooh. So that's where I get this. And I've said this before. This is one of my maxims here is men and women have women have boyfriends and girlfriends. If you're not fucking her, you are her girlfriend.
That's right.
That's the simplest way I can put that, because and people think I'm being mean, or they think that I'm like trying to come down on guys. It's like, no, literally, she sees you as her girlfriend because you are relating to her in such a way that her girlfriends would. So what you're trying to do as a guy is emulate this relationship that she would have with her girlfriends. Only you're like the gay straight friend. You're the guy that is there to one of the things that guys always say is that they'll say something like, guys and women and men can totally be friends, right?
Women, and women always endorse this. Women are the only ones that endorse this because a platonic friendship only benefits women. A sexual relationship devoid of commitment only benefits men. So of course they say that.
Well, they love it. They love that too. Well, see, that's the thing is when you get a let's just be friends rejection, what that woman is saying to you is I don't want to ever have sex with you, but I still want your attention as a beta orbiter, as a friend. I still need whatever it is that you're giving to me. And so what I tell guys, and this I've done this with several guys. I wrote about one of them in the first book. He got let's just be friended. He did exactly what I was talking about. He tried to do a ladder jump. He tried to be Mr. Nice Guy. He tried to prove his quality. He tried to do everything like the old social contract tells you that you should do with a woman, be her friend, become familiar with her, and so she can trust you and all this stuff. And he tried to make that ladder jump, and she did an LJBF.
Right, give me 1 second here. We got the lines that are lit up. We got 419-205-503-305 and 206. We're going to answer 419. We're going to give Steve the first crack at it, and then we'll go to Rollo, and then we'll go to myself.
Perfect. Yeah. Interrupt me anytime you want, because I can go on forever about this.
Oh, dude. Oh my God, dude. And listen, I've been in that friend zone before, so I know all about it, but I'm not going to talk about it. Area code 419. Yes.
I want to say something real quick about
that. Yeah, go ahead, Steve. You got it.
Go. Yeah, here's the thing about men and women being friends. The problem is for a lot of guys, it can happen if you're a grass-eating lion. And what I mean by grass-eating lion for a lot of you guys is that the guy that doesn't see the big picture, the guy that doesn't have any vision, the guy that doesn't have any direction, the guy that focuses on problems, the guy that lives in the past, the guy that makes excuses. See, the thing is that he tries to do what I call backdoor the woman. He knows he can't get her, So what he thinks he's doing by becoming a friend, that he hopes that if the sun, moon, and stars line up, she's going to see him as somebody attractive, and she's going to, like in those stupid ass movies, you know, where he's been there all along and she finally noticed him type stuff. So what happens is a lot of these guys out here will do everything they can to try to get a woman to like them first. And that's the problem. I don't want her to like me. I want her to be attracted to me. So I don't go down that road of trying to be liked. And that's where a lot of these guys go down.
Mhm.
Try to get the woman to like them because they can't stand on who they are.
Steve, you always say, I don't want her love. I want her respect.
I definitely, yeah, absolutely. I want her respect. But at the end of the day, I can never, I can never have there is no way, since I've been on this earth, I've never had a woman friend other than my woman that I've been married to. Other than that, I cannot be friends with the food. There's no way. And y'all motherfuckers, excuse me, that one in the jar. Y'all guys out there living on Madagascar thinking the lion and the zebra are really friends and stuff. Y'all need to wake up to the real world, because these women are only going to friend the guys that they're not attracted to, Donovan. That's all I want to say on that.
Woo! Hey, real talk. All right, area code 419. Yes, we can hear you. Are on live with the Redline. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right. I got a question for you guys, but I'm going to give you some general background first. I'm 20 years old. I'm a college student. And I've had a girlfriend for the past year and a half. And about right when I started dating her, I became red pill aware, and my red pill awareness has increased. And now rationally and in my head, I know I need to dump her. But the problem I have is, you know,
she sucks a good dick.
There's nothing wrong with her. She loves me dearly. She adores me. She buys me shit. She makes me food. And every time I talk myself into breaking up with her, I just can't do it because I feel like a piece of shit. Like, there's nothing wrong with her. I mean, there's some red flags in her mother, but other than that, like,
well, why do you feel like you need to dump her
to do it?
Dude, come on, man. Like, are you kidding me? Like, wait, hold on. Like, I get it. You're trying to be like, you feel like you think you're gonna feel like a piece of shit, dude. You're 20 years old. If you don't like her, you just don't like her, right? Like, that's how this goes. You have to understand this, dude. And I'm gonna come to Steve next, and then we'll go to Rollo. You don't owe anybody anything. Right? Like, just because you're in a relationship with a woman does not mean you owe her. She doesn't owe you. And I understand it. I actually dated a girl that's like, dude, I'm gonna really not feel good dumping this girl because she's really not, there's nothing wrong with her, but she's just not doing it for me anymore. You can't listen, check this out, dude, because the day when it comes that your girlfriend now decides that she don't want to be with you, you think she's going to hesitate to dump you? You think she's going to feel sorry about dumping you? Of course not. You want to know why? Because she's going to be fucking somebody else 6 months before she has the gall to dump you. Like, this is like, relationships are never harmonious. The ends of relationship, it's war, man. Like, dude, trust me. If you try to do right by women, they will turn you around and fuck you in the ass all day, every day. Steve, what do you got on this?
Well, that's part of your weakness, caller, and you're young. So again, I'm not gonna punch you all the way through your chest, but I'm gonna punch you in your chest
little jab action.
A little jab in your chest. But you got to understand this, and you're young right now. But the first rule of being a king or a man is sacrifice. And right now, you have not learned how to sacrifice enough where you love yourself. I think here's a problem. I think you love her more than she loves you. And I think that you don't love yourself more than you love her. And I think that's probably the part of the problem. See, the thing is about a man is that I love her curves, I love her ass, I love her titties, and I love the way she walks, but I love myself that much more, meaning that I can let her go and be fine with it. You can't right now because it seems like certain things are tugging at you. On one end, you have somebody that is doing well. I mean, she's not doing anything wrong for you to get rid of her, but yet there's something in you that feels that you should. Now, here's my thing. As your own man, I always tell you guys, at 20, you're in college, you should be going through women like a hot knife through butter.
Yes, sir.
Right now. You shouldn't be in a relationship. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I understand that, and I have that urge, but like at the same time, I just can't do it, and I feel weakness there. And rationally in my head, I understand I need to do it, but I can't. I just can't do it.
Before I throw it to Rollo, just listen to me. You just stay with her right now, because let me tell you why. You are not strong enough right now to go cold turkey, and if you cut her off, you break up with her. A week later, you're gonna be groveling or crying or begging her back. You are not ready right now to take that man jump. So what I would say is slowly boiling frog that. Slowly back away. But at the same time, meet other women. Start dating other women. Start seeing other women so you're not attached. Because what happened is you got all your eggs in one basket.
Yep.
That's the problem. Rollo, it's on you, fam.
Spin more plates. That's what you need to do. And the reason I'm saying that is because what I've said before in the past is like guys tend to be, most beta guys tend to be what I call sniper mentality. They'll focus on one girl and because that's what they've been trained to do from a very early age. Disney taught you that it's always one man with one woman, and you'll find your soulmate and you'll live happily ever after, and you'll have the dog in the yard, right? One of the reasons I tell guys that they should not even consider monogamy is because, at least consider monogamy until they're about 30 years old, is because you're still developing and you're still building yourself up. Now, here's what you're going to think about. What I want you to think about is you're 20 years. How old is the girl? How old is the girlfriend?
She's about to be 21.
She's about to be 21. Okay. So you guys are just about, so she's like a tad older than you, I guess. But okay. So she is also entering into her party years right now, and she is entering into her sexual market value peak. The fact that she is like, quote unquote, the perfect girlfriend for you makes me wonder if there isn't some other things that are going on with her. Like, maybe she has issues with self-esteem or something like that, where she wants to stick with one.
You're kind of right. And
yeah,
that's a partial reason why I kind of want to break up with her.
That would not surprise me. She probably recognizes you as being at least 1 point above her in sexual market value. And whenever I hear stuff like this, it makes me think that there's a self-esteem issue that's at work here. She's probably at a point where she might be conflicted as well. Maybe I'm wrong about that. It's hard to say from just, a quick hit.
So give you guys some more detail. There have been a couple times where I've had a couple arguments with her, and I've come really close to breaking up with her, and the tears break out, and she starts.
That's what she got you.
And then I just can't push through.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I know she's holding me back from what I ultimately want to do, my career aspirations. Mm-hmm. And what also bothers me is her mother buys me shit. Her mother gets me stuff all the time.
Christ,
mom wants you in the family. That's why. Yeah.
Mom, in family gatherings. So I do really well in school, and I plan on being a physician one day.
There it is.
There we go.
Mom knows she's about to be in her party years.
I feel like I'm being used.
Well, listen, it's not that you're being used. It's just that mom knows. Like, she understands. She's like, hey, guess what, sweetheart? You're 21. You're still young and innocent. This is the best that you can do. If you jump on that carousel, or you start to do your party years, he's not going to want you when you're 31. Sweet.
There's probably
good.
I'm going to say there's probably about 1,000 tradcons listening to me right now saying, what are you doing? You're distracting him, or you're dissuading him from getting together and marrying this girl at 20 some odd years old. And that's a whole nother episode we can have.
I have no intention of doing that.
No, I know you don't, but here's the thing is, here's how you push past this. You think about all of the opportunities that you are missing because you are still entertaining this. You can do this. You've already done it in your head. You calling us, I mean, shit, it's just a formality at this point. It's like, how am I going to go about doing that? Besides me saying, go get really hammered and just say, hey, look, I'm done. I can't hang with this anymore. Other than something like, don't do something stupid like that. But you need to find some way to just initiate it. You're already gone. You're just still physically there. You're just not mentally there. You've checked out of the relationship. And the reason you have is because, and to your credit, is because you understand that if you are if you're entertaining a long-term relationship, particularly in your these are your most formative years, but in your formative years, you have to understand the limitations that's putting on you to develop into whatever it is that you eventually want to do. If that's a musician, fine. If that's, you know, a coder, fine. I don't care. But what you're going to do is you will eventually find ways to excuse the reasons you didn't take or you didn't jump on opportunities because you couldn't, because you know, what would happen if somebody said, hey, I've got this great job for you and you need to move to the other coast here for me to give it to you. I know you got a girlfriend, but you know, do you want it? It's on the table. Would you take the job right now? Yeah, I'm sure you probably would, but it would be a pain in the ass. That would probably motivate you. I mean, think about it in those terms. Think about like what opportunity would motivate you to go, you know what, I can't do this anymore because I need to capitalize on this. I need to become the best person that I can be. And you're like just in the larval stage right now, man. I mean, you're only like 20 years old. So you need to think about there's a thing in the 48 laws of power, and it's never commit to anything. And I forget which number law that is. And never commit to anything except for your own cause. And that might seem very mercenary and very dark triad, and you'd be right about that. But there's a reason why you don't commit to certain things, particularly at certain ages, because it limits your two most valuable resources, and that is your time and your ability to maneuver. And you are going to be losing more of those the longer you stay with this. So here's what you do: don't pull the Band-Aid off slow. Whip it off, and it's going to hurt like hell. But you know what? It's going to be better than just slowly going and pulling the Band-Aid off. So if you do it, commit to it. If you think you can't do it at a particular time, don't do it. But commit to doing it and do it and pull the Band-Aid off. Whip.
Good stuff, man.
Real quick, I just want to say he ain't gonna do it. Let me tell you why. Listen. Talk about
maybe he will.
I don't know.
That, Rollo. Listen to what he said. He said that we argue, number one, so she disrespects him and he allows that shit to go through. And number two, he said she's holding me back. See, you're playing the victim in all this, man. You're saying she's holding you back. So look, dude, I understand what you're saying, but you're gonna stay with her. You ain't going anywhere because you caught up on her, dog. Because if you were really, if you're really about what you're saying, your thinking and your behaviors will be in the same direction. You're thinking one thing, your behaviors are letting you have arguments. What man do you know has arguments with his woman like that? And then she's holding you back. What man plays the victim role and blames the woman for allowing her to do something to him?
Look, next call. Listen, not to be too hard on the guy, he is still very young, man. He is still young. I know that.
I got hope for him. I'm gonna say I'm very hopeful, but I do agree with you. He is. He's very like he's making it her problem. Like she's the one that's holding him back, but like no, what's holding you back is your inability to make that decision.
Well, either he's gonna make it or she's gonna make it,
or to actually. I mean, he's already made the decision. I don't know what to say. He just hasn't pulled the trigger yet, which is what he needs to do.
Area code 205 is next, and 305-206-949 and 510. Area code 205. You're on live at the Redline. Go ahead.
Donovan, Rollo, Steve, you guys are awesome.
Appreciate
you guys.
I think so too.
So much.
No, you're awesome, man.
I just no, I'm not awesome. I am
I like this guy.
a beta bitch who is slowly becoming unplugged.
All right,
and,
fair enough.
I just I'm going through a divorce as we speak. Ooh. And my problem is that like the day-to-day interaction with my future ex-wife is actually kind of calm. There's not a lot of animosity and all that kind of stuff because I kind of fall into those roles.
Okay.
Of the beta needs. And I want to be the alpha seeds. And I'm starting to even though I'm an entrepreneur in my own way, I'm a dentist. I have my own business and all that kind of stuff. I'm having a hard time between the whole divorce process because I'm getting chewed up right now because I've had to file all the discovery and interrogatories to the attorneys. And I haven't got that resolved yet. And the what I want to be, which is what you guys and listen to Anthony and Rich and you guys that I've come into contact with over the last couple of days. Just 8-9 hours of just
so you're binge watching,
streaming all the old red pill shit, all the old red pill stuff. I want to make sure that I'm understanding where my place is as a man in this, and I want to, because I see, like, I love Steve and his whole, you just got to suck it up and be a guy,
straight up.
And I love you, Donnie, and trying to get that. And I appreciate the intelligence of Rollo. So I want to know between the fact that I'm able to have, even though I'm living in the matrimonial home with my wife, my future ex-wife, the whole friends between men and women, how to negotiate that so that way I can facilitate the whole divorce decree in such a way that
so in other words,
screwed financially.
Okay, yeah, okay. So in other words, you and I don't have an answer for this. So, but I just want to make sure.
I know someone who does.
Listen. I think I might know what he's asking. I think he's asking, hey, how can I want things to remain smoothly with my soon-to-be ex-wife, so smooth, in fact, that she doesn't rake me over the coals too much. So I'll go to
Exactly.
Steve. Yeah, right. I'll go to Steve first. Is there a way to do this, or is she gonna get him in the end anyway?
She's gonna get you at the end, because at the end of the day, she doesn't respect you as a man. So it doesn't matter how nice you are or how mean you are. She sees you the way she sees you right now, because I'm taking it the whole time y'all together.
Me as baby.
Right. You never stood up for anything. So unfortunately for you, she doesn't see you as somebody she will respect or feel nervous about, or, feeling that feel of loss, So what I'm saying for you is you're just going to have to accept what happened here and let this be a lesson going forward when you're talking to somebody or meeting somebody. But I don't want you to try to be a friend. She's the enemy right now.
That's right.
You have no idea what she's doing.
Damn right.
She has walked over you, disrespected you, and is putting you through hell, and you're still thinking about being nice to her and being friendly. And this is the problem. The problem is it's you, man. And I will never say man up this time. I'm not going to say man up.
Tell him, Steve.
No, I'm not going to say it. No, you cannot make me. No, what I'm saying is draw a line in the sand and stop.
Steve.
Stand the fuck up, dog. Don't make me send you a Man Maxi Pad t-shirt.
Oh, wow.
What I'm saying is stop bleeding between your legs and draw a line in the sand. Know your value, know your worth, and realize that you lost this battle. Listen, you didn't lose the war. This is just one battle, one chapter in your life. So don't beat yourself up. Don't be down. Just learn from this going forward. Rollo, it's on you, fam.
Oh man.
Tomassi.
I always have to ask extra questions.
Why?
What is the
Hello?
I mean, I figure I know what it is. I know I think I probably already know the answer to this question, but why exactly are you guys splitting up?
The technical answer is irreconcilable differences.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Over the past 8 years, we've had intimacy 3 times.
No.
What? 3 years ago.
Wow.
Right before we bought this house.
Oh.
And the reason is my son just graduated from high school literally 3 days ago.
What's that got to do with you getting pussy, dude?
No, it has everything to do with it, because now he's going to be an empty nester, and she's like, okay, that's my responsibility. I'm done.
Oh, shit. She's pulling the okie doke on,
her
dude.
Hypergamy, I don't even know if she has another option for hypergamy, but it is clear to me that her hypergamy is technically fictional, but I know that I am not in that line.
In that picture. Okay, so here's the thing: is you are your hold on a second. Your personality to her is so irrecoverably beta. There's nothing that you can possibly do out of this. There's no stepping back from this. You can this is a no win. This is Kobayashi Maru, man. There's no freaking win situation in this.
Exactly.
So but here's the thing. Okay, so let's
from this scenario.
all right, okay, so here's the deal, man. You first of all, you need to learn from this. I think that's the primary message that you need to understand in all of this is that the reason she is leaving you is because you have a predominantly beta mindset. You have a predominantly docile, harmless, unthreatening demeanor to you. I don't know exactly what your situation is in as far as your divorce and your marriage has been, but the fact that you've been sexless, basically you've been in a sexless marriage for the last 8 years. You know what she's probably thinking right now is that the prospect of anybody out here in the ether anywhere, anybody anywhere is a better prospect than you are right now. And I'm not saying that to be mean,
exactly,
but I'm just saying that that's the whole thing. That's the whole friggin' enchilada here is like she sees you as so beta that like anybody would do. So remember this, because once you're split up and your son's away at college and she's out the door and you're in a new situation, I want you to be very, very careful, because you're in a prime demographic for being zeroed out, and you'll probably get zeroed out. And just to sort of put a cap on this call really quick, I'm going to be on Rich Cooper's show on Monday. What is it? The before the train wreck. You're kind of in mid train wreck right now, so I think that qualifies. So what I'm going to say is, and I don't know your name, but whatever, just bring this question over to me and Rich on Monday, and we'll try to sort you out. Rich is probably a better dude to talk to about this than I am.
Yeah, Rich is very good. Rich and Steve, I think, are very similar. In that they're both all about preventative measures. Steve is preventative measures, as in, reach down to grab your balls, masculine dominance, etc. Rich is preventative measures. He talks about preventative measures in terms of selecting the right or the wrong woman. So good caller there. Let's go to area code and 305-206-949-510-517 in that order. We're going to try and get through as many of these as possible. 305. I guess you're in Miami. You're on live with the Redline. Go ahead.
You guys can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is mostly for Rollo. Unfortunately, like a lot of others, I came across your work way too late. I've actually reached out a few times in Twitter to see if you did one-on-one coaching. This is a pretty taboo situation, and I'm sure that you guys are going to tell me already what I kind of know you're going to tell me, but fuck
She's
it.
cheating on you.
Try anyway. I'm 31. All right. I was a bartender until I was 25, and then I started my own business when I met my ex-girlfriend. We were together about 6 years, and as far as everything Rollo has said is vetting for a wife, she had it all. She's a 10. I got her when she was 21.
Big
I was
tits.
25. Well, she got the tits done later. Big ass, most.
There you go.
I mean, I'm in Miami, so
that's what I'm saying. You're in the 305, man.
It's not in Ohio 10.
It's a Miami 10. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Right. Very innocent, very submissive to me, very just all around a really special girl. I had a lot of women before her. Like I said, I was a bartender in a nightclub, so it was easy. It was just easy. And I'm a good looking guy, jacked, 6 feet tall, green eyes, whatever. All right, so the reason we broke up, this happened around my birthday, is because for a while I became almost too alpha, too distant. And it wasn't on purpose. It's kind of how I am. It's like my business. I would just become consumed by it. I was just
sure you're a man.
One track mind.
Yeah, you're a man. Yeah.
Right, I guess. Yeah. And so I neglected her pretty bad, and she was hinting at marriage for a few years. Now, another thing we both had that's hard to find is that neither of us wanted children. I don't want children, neither did she. That's really hard to find. So like a lot of girls that I've let go in the past have just been they wanted kids.
I want to have kids.
Yeah, that shit changes when she gets 30.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So now she's at that age. She's 27. And
That's why.
I'm 27 because my mom left her first husband at 27. My brother's ex-wife left him at 27. And I can go on and give you 15 examples about girls doing weird shit at 27. So, is this recoverable? I mean, I made all the classic mistakes after, which I don't know, must have triggered some trauma from childhood or something, because looking back, that is not me. I mean, I met up with the mom. I met up with the dad. I wrote the bitch a letter.
Let me ask you this. A couple of quick questions here. Let me ask you a couple of questions. So you guys
wrote a letter.
How long had you guys been together before you broke up?
6 years.
Okay. So, So you, how long ago, how long has it been since you broke up?
6 months, but we had contact about maybe a month after.
Who initiated the contact? You or her?
2 months later after that.
Was it you or her?
At the 1 month mark, she did. At the 2 month mark, I did, but not directly. It wasn't like a phone call or anything like that. I had to send her a gift to work because I was an idiot. Okay. And she called me. So like once, I never called her. She always reaches out to me, but I do something to get her to do that. And the last time I actually had contact with her was on this Saturday that just passed, which was a mistake. Yeah, I can get into that if you want, but
why? What happened last Saturday?
More about well, I mean, let me just give you a little more background. There was never any lack of desire on her part. On the contrary,
of course not.
She fucked me whenever I wanted. It was me, the one that was more holding back. Like, man, like it's okay if we did. It's okay if we did. And she's the one who was always, submitted to me. She helped me with my business.
Let me ask you this, caller.
She was just
no. Let me ask you. I've already heard enough. Do you love her?
I adore her. Yeah.
Okay. Does she love you?
I'm not sure. I mean, she was always. I held that kind of close to my. She displayed it more than I did.
Sure. Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. Or how sure are you that if you were to make a play to get back with her, that she would get back with you?
It would be like climbing up a cliff full of sharp, jagged edges. So she's really just mad and hurt and shit.
Perfect. Listen, would that be worth it to you?
To me, yes.
Okay, well then, at this point now, trying to get a girl back is one thing. The way that you do it is quite another. You don't go groveling. You don't go begging. What you do, you simply just make yourself available. So what I would do if I were you, I wouldn't say, hey, let's get back together. Just drop her a line. Yo, I got a friend of mine who lives on Star Island at 3, we're going to this, cocktail party, at 3:00 tomorrow. I need a date. You're coming with me. Do something like that. Instead of being, hey,
I made all the classic mistakes already.
God.
It seems impossible to come back from.
Steve, help him out, man. Help him out.
Really who I am.
Dude, stop. Stop, dude. Stop.
I made all the classic mistakes after.
No, stop.
This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one.
Give him some tough love, man.
As much punch you in the chest.
You know what's so great about being Steve Dean Williams? Because
tell him something.
It's always funny that all the women I mess with, they always say, I don't care if I'm in another city, another state, if I'm married, or if I'm in another planet. Whenever you want this pussy, you can have it. And you want to know why? Because unlike you don't know women. And it's okay. Because here you are, you say you with her for 6 years. Why would you be with someone for 6 years and not marry her? Why would you waste your time? Number one. Number two, hold on, sir. Your bedroom game was so bad that she doesn't even want to even mess with you. If you gotta climb mountains to get her, they see what y'all don't understand. See, y'all think when we tell y'all to be a man, y'all think, well, I just gotta be tough. I gotta be alpha. You sat there and say, well, I'm 6 foot, I'm jacked, I got green eyes. That don't mean anything. Your bedroom game is terrible. You guys don't understand how great.
It's fine. It's just that the reason I said go up a mountain.
Sir, but sir, hold on, listen to me, sir.
Oh man, there's something he's not telling us. He's not telling us.
But here's your problem. You're weak and soft, man. That's the truth. She doesn't want soft. She wants a man, dude. She wants someone that can make her feel like a woman. See, you guys think just because y'all claim to be men, y'all are like males with men masks on, portraying to be something that you're not. Yes, you know what? When it comes to your job and your business, You are alpha. You a man about all those things, but that's not who you are.
That's why she liked him, though, right? She's stuck around 6 years.
What did I tell you? Like, see that what I told you early on? She liked you, dog.
Oh, she adored me. She adored
No. Sir.
My will. She did everything I asked her.
If that's the case, she'd be back right now. So stop.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Stop lying to yourself. She liked you. She didn't adore you. She didn't love you. She wasn't intoxicated or hooked on you because you never gave a reason of why should she? What is so special about you where she should drop everything she's doing to come back to you? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to open your eyes and everyone out there. Y'all think just because you got a woman next to you in your bed that you're safe? No, you're not safe.
No.
You're not. But
hey, this is now. Before she was completely.
Right, but you're cupcaking. You're acting like the woman in this thing now. You're running behind her. You're begging her.
Yeah, that's why
you're taking doing anything anymore. I mean, that's
no. You got to take control, man.
Why did you send her a gift? Why did you send her a present?
Oh God!
That, you know what she's doing to the other guy.
I know.
I just want to say this before I throw it to Rollo, and I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but let me tell you something. That gift you got her, either she exchanged it and bought that other guy something, or she brought it to the other guy and said, "Look, this girl got me." I'm sorry, dog. Y'all gotta learn how to be. Y'all. No, wait. How do you know? You don't.
It wasn't edible arrangements, was it?
Come on, man.
No, it wasn't any money. Actually,
oh, thank God. Like, because listen, check this out. I love edible arrangements, right? And you know how many of my girlfriends ever bought me edible arrangements? None. It was the boyfriends and husbands of the girls I was fucking. Yeah, XYZ person got me, dude. The chocolate covered pineapples, the chocolate covered strawberries, dude. I'm all in on that, man. Rollo, what you got, man?
Yeah.
All right. I need to ask some more questions here. I need a little bit more. I need some more clarification here. Why exactly did you break up? What was the catalyst for you breaking up with her?
She, in my opinion, it was like a test. At first, let me answer the other guy's question as far as not marrying her. The way down here, it's not like it is in other places. So, like, I don't have many examples of married couples in my life.
Right.
My parents aren't married. To me, it's just not a big deal. It's just a piece of paper.
Absolutely.
It was just absent-mindedness on my part. It wasn't like I don't want to marry the girl. It was kind of like, stop pushing it on me. Fucking relax. Like, you know.
Yeah, you were young. You're 31 right now, right?
Right.
You're 31 right now, and you were with her for 6 years.
So he met her when she was 25.
Yeah, so you guys were in very early 20s, and you stuck it out together. So you kind of basically shot your load on one girl throughout your 20s. Am I correct in that?
No, she was actually okay. She was actually okay at the beginning with me having other women around, and then eventually I didn't.
But did you? Okay, so were you actually spinning plates, and she was like just the side piece or something like that? Or how did that work out?
Not the side piece.
She was the main chick.
She was the main. Okay, so she's the main dish, and you had other side chicks.
Right.
Okay.
As soon as I met her, I had other girls, and as soon as I met her, I just knew this one is different. This one is something different that I haven't encountered before, and then that's why.
All right.
Whatever.
All right. So you were with her. You were monogamous with, more or less monogamous with her for 6 years. You started in your early 20s. You're now 31. How long have you been broken up? 6 months?
Since, in my mind, since December. In her mind, since November, which was when my.
Oh no! So, oh my God.
Okay, so what? So answer me the main question though. Why did you split up? What did she break up with you, or did you break up with her?
Yeah, no, she broke up with me, and it wasn't direct. If it would have been like, "Hey, we're done. That's it. I feel nothing," like, it would have been a piece of cake. I would have walked away, no problem. It was she was angry. She held a lot of stuff in that she didn't tell me about. I didn't know things were bothering her, so she starts giving me. She starts giving like, we need to, I'm unhappy. We're unhappy. I adore you. I know, I love you, but I had a patient die because she's a nurse. When I met her, she was a student, but she's a nurse now. So I had a patient die, and it made me reevaluate my life and blah, blah, blah. I mean, the patient was an 84-year-old widow. We're not talking about a 12-year-old with leukemia here. So
yeah, but she's a woman. Women form an emotional connection and all that. Yeah, yeah.
How old is she now?
She's 27.
She's 20. Okay, so she's entering into her epiphany phase.
And I can give you, yeah.
Okay, so she basically broke it off with you. Were you living together?
No, that's one thing I never.
Okay, you got one bonus point.
Yeah.
Okay, so she split up with you. She said she wasn't happy, or was there any like one thing that like sort of straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing? And she decided, hey, I'm done. I'm out. What was it like when she split up with that day that she said, I'm out, we're done? What was it that like?
It wasn't. I'm out. That's the thing. That would have made it 10 times easier for me. I would have moved on. I would have just grabbed my balls and moved on right away. It wasn't I'm out. It was like a dragged on kind of thing.
Yeah, it was I need a break.
Pull the Band-Aid off slow. Yep. Okay. Well, okay. The best
is where the marriage thing.
Mm-hmm.
The marriage thing was a big one for her. Another one was earlier last year in May. She had a cold or something. Sure, I thought it was a cold. It turned out she was septic, and I didn't go see her. Now, mind you.
Oh.
Right, but I was in the wait. So she doesn't remember all the times where I went to her with every single doctor's appointment, allergy specialist, gynecologist appointment. When she got her tits done, I took care of her for a month and a half. She doesn't remember any of that.
Oh yeah. Well. Hey, I was there for you when you got your tits done, right? Like listen, I would have been there too. But when she had sepsis, man, that's
everything else. No, because when I met her, she had allergies. She's allergic to carrots. Super weird shit. She always had issues, and I was always there for her. You know what I mean? So
it doesn't sound like you love her, man.
Time.
Did you buy the tits for her?
Yeah, no, I did not. Crazy.
Oh, thank God. Jesus Christ. Nice. Never buy a girl tits, dude. Oh my God. She'll bounce on you. What's your diagnosis here, Rollo?
Well, what I can glean from this whole thing is that she is entering into her epiphany phase, and she is thinking about things in the long term because she understands that her sexual market value is not going to be what it is at any other time in life. So she's looking for a guy who's going to, be the guy that she wants to spend the rest of her life with, right? Or have babies with, or have a long. That's why she's talking about marriage. That's why she's talking about all this kind of stuff and reevaluating her life. And you are part of that reevaluation. At least that's what it's sounding like to me. So the reason I ask you those questions is because, like, we had another caller. Was it earlier? Or was I talking about somebody else? But the guy who broke up with his girlfriend, and he wants this. It's a different situation when you break up with a girl and she keeps coming back, or you break up with her and you go, damn, that was stupid. I should never have broke up with her. Or you've got the guy that got broken up with, and in most cases it is a woman that breaks up with the guy, and it is all because women are the primary selectors. They are the ones that say, men perform, women select, and then decide whether or not you're worth your performance, I guess. From what I don't know enough about you or your personal lives or whatever, but I'm just going to say that from what I can hear, it sounds like she's entering into her epiphany phase, and she's rethinking like what she wants to do with the remaining like maybe 3 years of her 20s that she has left to decide, whether or not she wants to stick with you for the long haul. And it sounds like she doesn't want to do that. So when guys ask me, how do I get her back? This is a classic case of how do I get her back? And the answer is you don't get her back. Okay. Your time would be better spent looking and developing other prospective women than it would be to be with this chick right now, because you already have the history with her. She already understands you from perspective. She understands what your predominant personality traits are like. And at some point along the way in her epiphany phase, she's decided that you're not the guy that she wants to, invest her life in. So take the L and move on and try to find something else. You said you're 31 years old here, man. You're not even in your sexual market. You're not even in your peak years yet, man. So
yeah, dude, listen, man, think about this. You're 31 years old. You are going to hit your sexual market value peak in about 7 years, right? At 38 years old, you will never be more physically attractive, arousing to women of all ages. When you're 38 years old, she's going to be 34. She might still look okay, right? She might be a Miami 8, but you're going to have Miami 9s and 10s running up on you. I'll say this, okay? Here are two things that you need to wrap around your head right now. Caller number one, she is fucking other guys right now. She is 27 years old. She's got a boob job. She lives in Miami. Dude, she's getting dicked down probably right now It's 8:55, dude, on the East Coast. She's probably getting dick down right now. If not, she's gonna be getting dick down here within the next 2.5 hours. You can take that to the bank. Okay. Now, if you think you want her back, you need to be able to stomach the fact that other guys have stuck their dicks in this chick. If you can't handle that, then there's no need to get back with her because it's never going to be the same. Number two, if the situation go ahead.
No,
Never.
I don't.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm realistic. I'm not naive. I
Okay.
don't give a
Well,
shit.
here's the thing.
Forced, but if right now she's with,
well, listen. Here's the thing.
a bunch of girls after.
Here's the thing. If the dynamic really was what you said it was, she will probably be back because she's listen. You're a high value guy, but here's the answer. The only way to quote unquote get her back is to spin plates and hope she finds out about it. The only way she's going to find you attractive is if she's 27. If she finds out you're fucking the 21-year-old version of her, and word gets back to her, yeah, she might find you a little bit more attractive then. But as of right now, man, like that ship has sailed, man. I don't want to say you had your chance, you should have done this. No, man, listen, you're okay. So your ego's taking a little bit of a hit. You're still not anywhere near your sexual peak. And I'll tell you this, she's feeling some type of way because honestly, caller, she gave you the best years of her life. She gave you her party years, man, from 21 to 27. Right? She's about to hit the wall and she said to herself,
yeah,
I gave this man the best years of my life. I've never looked better. I spent 6 years with this guy and he didn't want to put a ring on it or give me, some idea that this was headed somewhere. And I wouldn't take it personally if I were you. She's doing this to take care of herself. She's like, look, I gave this guy 6 years. I got to do something. I'd like it to be you, but God damn it. It's either shit or get off the pot. You didn't shit. So she got off the pot, man.
A month before everything happened. Another thing is there was other people involved. I mean, she was venting about me to friends and
yeah, that's what girls do. That's what girls do.
At the beginning of the year, everything was fine, and it's like 7 months later, everything got weird. So like, as far as the shit or get off the pot, a month before this happened, I mean, we had an argument. She sat down, tears in her eyes, crocodile tears, I guess, I don't know, whatever. And she looked at me in my face and she said, I want to grow old with someone, and I want that someone to be you. I want that more than my career, I want that more than anything else in my life. But if it's not you, I'm still going to get that, but I want it to be you. And I looked at her, and, after an argument, the last thing a man is feeling when in his head is like, my woman's a pain in the ass. The last thing you're feeling is, oh, yeah, it's perfect. So I told her I wanted the same thing. I wanted it with her, too.
The last thing a man is feeling, the last thing you're feeling.
Sincere.
Listen, caller. Listen. At the end of the day, I got to go ahead, man, because we got other callers. Listen, this guy wins. This guy won, dude. Like he's good. Listen, it's gonna sting a little bit now, dude. He got the best fertile years of a hot woman's life. It doesn't get any better than that, right?
Donovan. He sounds like he wants a relationship.
Listen, okay, he probably does because listen, he's with her for 6 years. He loves her. But guess what? He's gonna get over her. You want to know why? Because he's gonna get a little older and a little hotter, and his value is gonna go up. He's gonna feel the sting for a while. He might see her around town, but as the years go by, he's 32, 33, 34. She's 28, 29, 30. Okay, so she's fucking Juan right now. All right, so she's fucking Carlos right now. All right, cool. But he's fucking 22-year-old Esperanza, right? He's fucking 21-year-old Holly, who just moved up from Panama City, came up for spring break. It's gonna sting now, 305, but trust me, you won. Listen. Am I the only guy who thinks this guy won? Like, dude, he got the best years of her life, and he's out. That's it, man. That's it. Area code 206 been holding for 44 minutes. God.
Yeah. Let's move along.
Let's move along. Area code 206, you're on live with Redline. Let's do it.
Gentlemen, how's it going?
Going good, man. Hey, man.
So good. So if men and women can't really truly be friends, and the longer you're around a girl without fucking her, the deeper down you get into that friend zone. How can you really truly spin plates and have options as a married man?
So you want to know, wait, there were two questions in one. So your first question had to do with the friend zone, and then the second question had to do with spinning plates as a married man. Ask that first question again.
Well, yeah. Well, like, it's one question, but it's based on the idea that men and women can't really be friends.
Right.
Right. And so, as a married man, are you really truly spinning? Can you really truly spin plates? If that's the fact, like,
sure you can.
How do you have options and maintain options?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. If you're a married guy, and it's this simple and it's easy. You just got to be real transparent with her and you just gotta let her know what the deal is. And I'm sure you probably don't tell these women that you mess with that you have a wife, do you? Yeah, sir.
I'm not messing with anybody, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm monogamous. I'm not going to cheat.
Well, wait. Well, then what's the question gonna do? Wait. Okay, so are you answering this for your friend, or what is the question got to do with
if you're not married or spinning plates? Why are you worried about being married and spinning plates? That's what I want to know.
No, how do you so spinning plates is like the answer to everything. How do you essentially have options as a married man?
You keep
like,
your
is that
yeah.
How do you have? Okay, let me. I'll throw the roll real before I throw the Rollo.
You got it.
Check this out, man. Check this out. Stop trying to separate church and state. Okay.
All right, that was good.
I love it. That was good.
Take one out of the tip jar.
Thank you. Thanks, Rollo. No, it's just simple, man. You guys keep thinking that just because. Listen, if you're a married guy, because I got friends who are like this, they have women on the side. Why? Because they choose to, and you know what? They tell them what is. You know what? I have a woman, but you know what? I want you on the side. Either you're going to be down or you're not. I'm not going to be your friend. I'm not going to hang out with you. When I want to see you, I call you. So what I'm just saying before I throw the Rollo is stop trying to separate. It seems like what you're trying to do is separate things. A man is a man is a man, dude. And what we do is just transparent and clear and concise, man.
Right.
Rollo, it's on you, fam.
All right, here's the first thing. Spinning plates is not the answer to everything. Just so you and I are first clear here about this. So let's just get that out of the way. But what spinning plates is it's a means to an end. Okay, it is an insurance policy against overcommitting to things that you shouldn't be overcommitting to. Okay, just like I was telling this guy, our first caller was 20 years old and wanted to split up with his girlfriend. The reason I told him, I said, you need to spin more plates is because he is 20 years old and is still in his sort of developmental stage right there. You can see what was happening to him. Okay. The guy was overcommitting, or he knew he wanted to get away from this girl. And even though she was like, she was great for him, or she would do probably anything for him. There's more. I think I dug into that a little bit pretty well about how there's probably more going on with that relationship than what he was letting on, but he understands the basic principle, which is if you are dating the difference between dating exclusively and non-exclusively is that non-exclusivity is an insurance policy against one-itis. It's an insurance policy against training yourself to believe that there's only one person, like a soulmate myth. There's only one person for anyone, right? And what that allows you to do is put yourself as your own mental point of origin first. So you're thinking about what those decisions that you're going to make as a young man. I don't know how old you are right now, but as a young man, when you're in that stage where you're building yourself up, you're building your castle, you're building your empire right there, you need to be able to maneuver. And the only way you can do that is if you don't have these the commitments that are going to tie you down, because you won't even think about it. Most guys, when I'm talking about commitment, or when I'm talking about stuff like this, when I go into detail about how guys will change their colleges, or they'll move across the country, they will go and do anything to facilitate that relationship. Why are they doing that? Well, because they believe that that's their only option, and that's the only thing that they should be able to do. They have no options is what's going on. And because they have no options, they have no confidence. So you're going to say, well, okay, how do you spin plates when you're married? Well, you have other things that are going on for yourself, right? What becomes the other woman when you are married is the plates that you're spinning. So are you actively working on improving yourself? Are you building your business? Are you building your body? Are you building whatever? Are you doing something where you are the primary person in the relationship? Are you the one who controls that frame? How do you do that? Well, there's plenty of ways. I'm not saying like you got to go out and have side chicks or something. Where I've never said anything like that when it comes to marriage. I know that there are dudes that do that, yes, but I'm not one of those guys that advocates that, because I believe that a man understanding and knowing his own paternity is an internal drive and an innate drive.
Protect your sperm. That's what.
Yeah, protect your sperm kind of thing, right? Yeah. So that's a discussion for another podcast. But when you are married and when you have committed to that, what is it? What are you doing beyond that now? Or is that the end? You just got married and okay, I'm done. I'm not doing anything else. You know what? You want to know why this last caller gets blown out, or the guy who's being divorced gets blown out, is because they don't do anything. They don't put themselves beyond that, because their goal, their end state goal, was to get in the relationship. Right. So how do you do that? Well, you've got to make sure that first of all, that you're your own mental point of origin, and that you are making decisions for yourself first. And then you're helping other people out. Then you're saying, okay, like I said, enlightened self-interest. You're going to go and you're going to say, well, I can help myself, or I can't help others until I can help myself as well. But that doesn't mean that you don't go help others. It means you help yourself first, and then you go help others. So when you're talking about spinning plates in marriage, there's no real spinning plates in marriage. But I understand what you're saying, though, because what I think what you're getting at here is, like, how do you increase social proof when you're married? How do you keep pre-selection going? Well, you do something. You keep the end of the line wasn't you getting married. The end of the line is when you're in the grave, my friend. There you go. There's no such thing as fucking contentment. And so what happens is, you want to know how you can get social proof when you're married. You want to here's some real quick, easy advice for you, is you go and you have things that are the other woman, your passions, your drive for other, your drive to get to the next goal, your how you are dealing with this discontent in yourself, and how are you better than you were yesterday that you are today. Okay. For instance, when I'm going out and I work with beautiful women, when I'm going to promos and stuff like that, my wife sees this. She says, okay, well, I want to stay on my toes for my man, because I have a genuine desire for the guy. Right. So most guys don't have that opportunity, though. And the reason they don't is because they get comfortable. They don't think that they need to do that anymore, because they have this idealistic belief in love. They believe that their wife loves them just in the same way that they imagine, like their idealistic concept of love. They've settled it in their heads that it doesn't matter what they do, because she's going to love me no matter what it is. So I can stop trying. I don't have to have another goal. I don't have to be ambitious anymore, because I've already achieved my goal. And for most blue pill guys, that is the end state for them, is to just say, you know what? I've got my wife, I've got my kids. I don't need to do, hey, if I get a promotion at work, great. But they don't think about anything beyond themselves, or being bigger than themselves, because they've never made themselves their own mental point of origin in the first place. It's all about, how do I keep this bitch happy? How do I keep my kids in school? How do I, and you're always, all of your decisions about your own life are made for other people. They're made at the behest, or in the best interests of other people. And then maybe if something comes along that benefits you, then you're like, oh, I'm proud of myself. Guys don't do that. Especially today, especially millennial guys, but mostly beta guys, is they don't think beyond themselves. They don't think beyond what their immediate experience is. So how do you spin plates? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to have other goals and other ambitions, and you're going to drive towards those things, to the exception of all other things, and those things become the other woman. Listen, I agree. And Steve wants to jump in here quickly. What you just said is very important. Spinning, when you have other hobbies in life, when there are other interests, you have the same attitude, you have the same frame as if you are fucking other women. You could have a girlfriend right now, right? But if you're into, restoring hot rods, or if you're into painting, if you have two other hobbies, you're into jujitsu, et cetera, your attitude and your frame is as though you are spinning plates. So you don't necessarily have to spin plates to give off the aura that you do have options other than her. Listen, sweetie, I got options. That doesn't necessarily mean that those options have to be pussy. Steve, what you got, man?
Well, I'm going to take it on the other side of the spectrum. Rollo's right about everything he's saying, but I think this phone caller was, his woman was telling him to say this stupid ass shit. or he's on some feminine ass shit right there.
Like, what was that? He
because he didn't even have a girl. He thought, well, I just want to know about.
I want to know about spinning plates and married. Okay, are you married? No. You spinning plates? No. Then what the fuck?
Right. This is what we're saying to you guys. Focus on you and stop focusing on stuff that has nothing to do with you. Now, if your woman is pulling your strings, just give us a signal. Say pumpernickel or something. So we know that your woman's behind you when you're asking those. Man, that's some cupcake ass shit, man. That has nothing to do with him. I'm sorry, Donovan. You got it, man.
Pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel, yes.
Area code 949. Thanks for holding. You were on live with the red line. You go ahead.
Hey guys, great to be on this show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all have turned my life around like in the last year, and can't thank you all enough for it.
Good, thank you.
But anyway, so my question is regarding the actual topic of the video. You know, making friends with women, and the thought that you can't actually, you know, have women who are friends that you're not fucking. And I have a question regarding it, in that, what about having friends that are women to get into a social circle where you can be exposed to more women that you do fuck?
Listen, on one condition, you have already fucked her, right? Because here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen, caller. So let's say that you become platonic friends with a female in order to get access to other females, right? What those other females are going to do, they're going to ask her, so what do you think about Eric? He's okay. Did you bang him? Well, no. Guess what? Women are hive-minded creatures. And if she doesn't find you sexually attractive enough to have sex with, guess what? Neither do they, right? So if you fuck her, right?
That's a good point.
Right, that is the point. But if you have fucked a woman and you guys are cool, hey, listen, this is just sex, no feelings got involved, blah, 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 and then you guys become kind of on again, off again fuck friends, that's when you can get in with her social circle. She will be your mouthpiece. Oh, Eric is totally cool. I love him to death. Like, how is he in bed? Yeah, his dick game is actually pretty. Oh, so you fucked him? Yeah, you know, I mean, listen, if you want to join it, that's how it works. Never, ever become platonic friends with women you have not slept with. Gentlemen, it is the kiss of death.
Yeah.
Steve, what you got?
Dude, you gotta. I don't know why y'all do these How I Met Your Mother Seinfeld pod bullshit, man.
That's what this is, right?
Look, man, let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you what I would do to smash all the girls in your group, and I would use you as my carrier. See, I'll be cool with you because I know you're gonna try to do that slick shit and try to talk to do that sidebar stuff, try to be friends with her so you can sleep with the other women. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna work my angle using you, because we're gonna be cool, and I'm gonna let you see me talk to other girls, and I'm gonna let you see me do things with other women. So then you can go be my little dove with that little piece of paper to go back in that little group.
Carry your pigeon.
Start talking about what Steve is doing and all this other stuff. I got a little friend that's coming through. I want you to tell you. And they're gonna be like, oh my God, is that the guy that's talking to a lot of women and all that stuff? You damn right that's the guy that's talking to other women. And then what's gonna happen is you don't even realize it, but you're gonna reinforce it to make me put more of the tip inside of her. Why? Because she's gonna start asking you questions, and because you trying to smash her, you're gonna throw salt on me. You're either gonna be Mr. Salt or Mr. Fairy Tale. So you're gonna be like, you don't want to be with him, man. I'll use Rollo. You won't believe it. I saw Rollo at a convention with a bunch of women, and all they were doing is touching his shoulder. You don't want to be with a guy like that. Or you're gonna be that guy on the other end. Well, you don't need a guy like that. He doesn't treat you right, and he doesn't care about you. Your problem is this: you're trying to do the thing that the majority of you cakes are doing. You're trying to cheat the game. You cannot cheat the game by sneaking in, trying to Trojan horse your way.
Oh, yeah.
Stop doing it, man.
Nice.
Listen,
So,
if you want to talk,
hold on. Wait, hold on, Steve. Wait, hold on, real quick, caller. This is what Steve asks the girl. Can I just put the head in? Right.
Let me put the tip in. That's it. So I'm asking,
head in, right?
Yeah, because all you're gonna be doing is like, well, I heard you this and I heard you that, and I'm like, you know what?
Let me just put the head in.
Yeah, you come over to my place and we can talk about it. And then you're wondering, you put 2-3 months into a pod, and I'm smashing her in about 3 days, dog. Rollo, it's on you, fam.
All right. So here's the first thing. Do you understand how pre-selection works? Do you understand why it works? Because that's the key to all of this right here. Okay. The reason that a woman wants to get information from another woman to see about your prowess or who, you know, what you really like is because she's trying to determine true signals. She's trying to determine whether you are actually the dude that you're presenting yourself as. And the shortcut for that, and this is why we call it the sisterhood uberalis, because they will do anything and everything for the sisterhood, particularly when it comes to consolidating on hypergamy, what women do is they kind of give each other assists. They say, yeah, he's, that I'm not saying this like as that's the conversation they have, but they give cues off. Just you walking in, I forget what it was. I think it was in I want to say it's Mystery Method, but it might not be. But there's a maxim, I think, for pickup artists that is you go for the hottest chick in the bar, no matter what.
Yes, that is Mystery Method. You go for the
go for the hottest girl that you possibly can, because what that means is it means that there's something about you that you actually believe that you could get with that hottest chick. So there's a lot of primarily is because it's rooted in irrational self-confidence. But there's also, well, if that guy is mingling with that super hot chick over there, that means that there's something about him that he's giving off these cues, and if women are responding to him in such a way, those must be honest cues. So what happens is, I'm still kind of on the fence about this, to be quite honest with you, because like a lot of guys want to say, well, go get the hottest chick you can, and then go in the clubs and have her be your wingman, right? Well, the problem with that is women are always part of the sisterhood. So if the chick is not, on your team, let's just say, and she says she is, and you put like 2 drinks in her, and suddenly she's not on your team anymore, and she's not your wingman anymore, that sets you up for disaster. But understand that when you have social proof, when you have pre-selection, or there's a difference between the two. Okay, pre-selection, I consider having an associated girl or girls in your group. Okay, so if you've got 2 really hot chicks that are hanging out with you, and you're talking to some other chick, there's a concept. There's 2 what I think are conflicting concepts here. The first one is if you have these girls on either side of you, and they're hanging out with you, and they're laughing at your jokes, that other women will think that you're hot too, because look at these hot women. There must be something. He must be giving off honest cues. So I can go get with him too, and I can laugh at his jokes, and I can get into that group because that seems like fun. And women are social hive creatures, like we were talking about. So that's one side of it. The other side is that if it's a chick that you have there's a girl in the club that you want to get to, and you have 2 hot chicks with you as well, that could also be a repellent. And it just depends on what kind of attitude that woman has in her thinking about her stuff. Like, what's her self-esteem at that point? So there's kind of 2 frames to thinking as to whether or not having a girl that's your friend is an advantage or a disadvantage. I think it's really kind of contextual, to be honest with you. So.
All right, very good. Good call, man.
So real quick, the reason why the reason why I asked this question in the first place actually is because one of my best friends that's his opinion on how to do things, because he criticizes
your best friend is wrong.
Anytime we go out, I'm always trying to, go and bang chicks, basically. He's like, dude, just try to make friends with girls and whatnot.
No.
Oh, yeah,
no. About it. Well, and here's the thing is what your friend is doing is your friend is engaging in intrasexual competition with you. He doesn't want you. He doesn't want you to go hit on other chicks. He wants you to stay with one chick.
He's not on your side, caller.
Yeah, he's not on your side, first of all, but this is a guy who needs to learn about play theory.
Really good friends, except we disagree on sexual strategy, because he has a lot of natural alpha attributes to him. Like, he's a tall, good-looking dude, very well spoken.
Does he bang chicks?
He has a lot of beta behaviors.
Does he bang chicks?
Well, and doesn't. Huh?
Does he bang chicks?
He's in a monogamous relationship.
I was going to say, I will guarantee you.
No, there you go.
He's a serial monogamist, is what he is, and he thinks you should be too, because he is. Because complacency loves company. Okay, just like misery loves company, complacency loves company as well.
Yeah. Not only that, his best. You can't take You can't take advice on how to spin plates and fuck random girls from a serial monogamist. You can't do it.
Well,
you can't take that advice any more than you can take a guy who's a player. Well, listen, even though I'm fucking 5 chicks right now, here's the secret to a happy marriage. That guy can't tell you.
Here's the thing. This is a really good example of a natural alpha not that it can still be very beta. Okay, like a guy who's a natural alpha, but he's still very blue pilled. Remember, there is a difference between the red being blue pilled, being red pilled is mutually exclusive from being an alpha or beta. So what you're looking at here is you're looking at a guy who was, if you say he's really good looking, he's naturally good with chicks, he has no incentive or no motivation to really analyze what it is he's doing that makes him successful. So he still goes with his original software programming, which is be nice to him and only stick with one girl and don't spin plates and, just wait for your soulmate to come along and everything will work out for you. Just be yourself, and everything will be, because, and that to him, that seems like good advice because it's always worked for him.
Right.
Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the mantra of the alpha who is the natural.
And we know plenty of people like that. All right, area code 517. You're on with the red line. Go ahead.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, great. It's a pleasure talking to you guys.
Good.
I just want to mention to Rollo that what you wrote on your books is absolutely true. And I've been living it. I've seen hypergamy in my house with my wife. I've been married for 8 years. I have 2 children. And I was always wondering why my wife would act strange and she makes up some nonsense, some bullshit every month. She would do that every month.
Wow.
Shit that pisses me off. Shit that I can't understand. Why? Why would she say something that doesn't make any sense? She doesn't even know what she was saying. If I asked her to repeat that, she would say something completely different.
Wow.
Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, she doesn't know what the hell she was saying.
Of course not. They're women. They don't know anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's a no-brainer. I'm really in deep shit.
So what's your question? What's your question?
Well, I just want to mention to Rollo that it's absolutely true what you wrote on your books, and people need to realize how important, how true these information that you put on your books. It's absolutely true. And I mentioned to my brother, he's 21 years old. I mentioned the book, and I started teaching him about this theory, hypergamy, and the PUA, and all this stuff. And I should mention that I'm not a U.S. citizen. I moved to the U.S. in January 2017. I'm from Iraq, so my brother still lives in Iraq, and he's gaming girls, and he's getting a lot of tail, like Tom Likas used to say.
Right.
And so it's absolutely true, not just in the U.S., it's everywhere. I believe it's everywhere. It's absolutely true. Okay. My question is to Rollo. Please excuse me if you guys can't understand me.
Oh, no, you speak very good English, man. No, we got you. We got you.
All right, great. Rollo, I've been married for 8 years. I have 2 children. They are 6 and 4 years old.
Ooh, wow.
I want to leave. Yeah. I want to leave. I can't, I believe if I stay in this marriage, it's just going to destroy me. I want to leave. What do you think I should do? Should I leave and save myself and then come back some other, like, I don't know, come back? And I can't live with this woman. Nobody can. Like, even, she's a no-brainer. Even other women, when they talk to her, they come back to me and they ask me, hey, what's wrong with her? Is she okay?
Rollo, what you got, man?
No, I mean, okay, let's just say if your friends are...
I want to leave. My biggest concern is my children.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to leave them with this woman because she will damage them mentally, not intentionally. I don't think she wants to hurt them or damage them mentally intentionally. She would just do it because she doesn't know what the hell she's supposed to do with them. So what do you think, Rollo? Should I leave?
It sounds like you don't have any other choice if that's the case. If you're saying that this woman is like mentally unstable, which is what you're implying here, is then yeah. I mean, how many ways can you how put it that okay, let's think about it this way, okay? What is the best case scenario you can see happening with staying with her? What you know, is she going to magically change? Is she going to suddenly turn into somebody that is, you know, your idea? Are you going to be able to do something that's going to make her a different person? Are you going to be able to change her behaviors? Are you going to be able to say, look, you need to shape up, you need to do this kind of stuff? Are you going to be able to do something like that? And is she going to be responsive to that? And even if she was responsive, is she going to have a genuine, authentic conversion or change to becoming a different person? And my answer to you, or your answer, is most likely going to be no. You wouldn't be calling in here if you thought that was going to be the case. So in this situation, it sounds to me like the best thing you can do is to get out and do your damnedest to get custody of your children if you believe that she's a danger to your children. So, I mean, this is another no-brainer, right? I mean, why wouldn't you do that? What I do when guys tell me this kind of stuff, they say, I really wish we could stay together and work it out. I wish there was some way we could make this work. And I tell guys this, I say, what in your mind, what is the best case scenario? What if it was the most perfect relationship with you and this woman, what does that look like? And then, most often they'll say something like, oh, we would do this, or we would go, and she would love me in this way and I would love her in that way, and we would be respectful and we would do this, and she'd like my mom, and we'd have a puppy dog and all this other bullshit. And then I tell them at the end of it, I say, do you honestly believe that is in any way ever going to be a possibility? And 9 times out of 10, they will say, no, there's absolutely no way it's going to happen. So, what your answer is pull a trigger. You have to get out. You have to, a lot of guys, we've had like at least 2 callers tonight who've been sort of on the fence. I don't know if I should stay. I don't know if I should go. You already know what you have to do. You're just calling in here for permission, man. Okay, here, I'm giving you permission. You can leave your wife. Are you going to do it? Are you still going to do that? Okay. Or most guys already know what they have to do. They just don't want to pull that trigger, and they want somebody to tell them they need to pull that trigger. They want them to have like some sort of, peace about the decision, the really hard decision that they've got to make. So make that decision. What are you going to do with it? You got all this information. You've read my books. Clearly you understand all the stuff that I've talked about over the course of like 15 years. You have the tools. What are you going to do with those tools?
Steve, help the man out.
Caller. Now it's time for you to go on the other side of the spectrum so I can punch you in your chest. The hardest thing for you males out there is really looking at the mirror and being accountable and responsible for the shit that you've done. Now, you can't tell me you didn't know she was crazy when you first met her. You can't tell me she wasn't crazy in year 1. You can't tell me she wasn't crazy in year 2. And yet, you knew that shit. And yet, instead of cutting her ass off and throwing her ass back in the water like you should have, like a real man, you let her go. You pacified it. You reward the bad behavior. And now you want to come boo-hooing with shit because you created this Frankenstein. It's not her fault she doesn't know how to be a mother around the kids. It's your fault because you never let her as a man. It's not her fault that she's saying some sidebar shit out the side of her neck. It's your fault for not connecting her ass when she was doing that. So don't come on here like playing the victim. Don't be the victim. You got to own stuff as a man. You're the one that did all this stuff. You created this Frankenstein. Now, what you got to do is either you need to get your nuts and your balls out of the backyard, attach that shit back on your spine, be a man and lead that family, or let it go, man, because you have no choice now. You created this, man. And the thing with y'all guys that make me laugh is you always want to blame everybody else out there, but you never look at the motherfucker that put the ring on the finger. You're the one that asked her to marry you. You're the one that got her pregnant. Well, pregnant's a double thing. I don't want to get that shit. But I'm just saying, all I'm saying at the end of the day is this, man. You got to stop being a victim on everything. Yes, you've got 2 kids. Love your children the best way you know how. Like Rollo said, You got to go for custody. Go for custody. But do not come on here with this crocodile cockamamie bullshit ass story. We supposed to feel sorry for you. You did this. Own it as a motherfucking man, and I will respect you more for that. Donovan?
Yeah, the only
I'm definitely
solution.
not asking you to feel sorry for me.
No. We got you. We got you.
Simply asking for your opinion.
Yeah, I got you.
And,
this is
advice.
hold on. This is my opinion, dude. You can actually kind of have the best.
Rollo, may I respond to you what you said? Because
all right, no, he's got to go. We've got 15 minutes. My advice to that guy is to be
sober.
Yeah, be sober for one. That's the first thing. The second thing is I don't know. Maybe you can have the best of both worlds. Stay with her, but then have side bitches. Like,
well, I know we got to move on, but I just want to add one last thing in here because I kind of know what he was going to say, anyways. I think that a lot of people get really upset when I say break up with her. When I say yes, your only recourse is to divorce that, because there is this beta understanding that you try everything, you do everything and everything humanly possible to keep a relationship together. You do that, and in the fact that you add kids to that, you just stick it out and you just take it on the chin, and it doesn't matter. You know what? And that is the most bullshit answer, or the most bullshit attitude towards if you. When I get those kind of response from people, like, people will listen to that and hear me and hear Steve talk about how, you know what, you need to get out. They will lose their fucking minds because I said you need to split. Start lawyer up, brother, because that's really the best thing. And they will lose their minds because they have this blue pill beta understanding that has been embedded and crammed into their brains and their psyche since they were 5 years old, that you're supposed to do everything. And if the marriage fails, it's your fault. It's always a guy's fault, right? And sometimes, you know what, sometimes the answer is get the fuck out. Yeah, man. All you were looking for is permission. Here's your permission. Go and do it. You already know what you need to do. You're calling in here because you want some affirmation or somebody to say, yeah, your decision is right. Your decision's right. Go.
Get the hell up out of there. Yeah. I agree with Steve. I agree with both of you. Not only is he looking for permission, I thought that he was looking to play the she's crazy. Steve is right. He knew she was crazy when he married her. Let us go to area code 928. You are on with the red line. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Well, this one's kind of more advice, but I'm a 24-year-old single, and my friend recently introduced me to this whole red pill idea and everything. And my question basically is, how do I get over, because I'm a virgin, and how do I get over my fear of, having sex?
Wear a condom.
Why are you afraid of having sex?
Why you're afraid to have sex is because, well, for two reasons.
Why?
One, there are two reasons he's afraid to have sex. And Cole, you can tell me how my aim is. Number one, you're afraid you're not going to be that good at it. And number two, you're afraid you're going to get her pregnant. What do you think?
Yes. And I'm also afraid, what if I do have sex and revert to like a blue pill kind of idea, or
listen,
or be attached
here's the thing.
to a leash?
Here's the thing. This is going to happen. Listen, caller, here's the good news. You are 24 years old. You are now red pill aware. Okay. But here's something else you're going to have to understand. You're going to fall. You're going to skin your knees. You're going to get hurt. You are going to get heartbroken. Just because you are red pill aware, just because you're red pilled at a young age does not make you impervious to the wiles of a woman. The only reason why I'm able to do what I do is because I done been down that road. Man, dude, I've been used and abused. I've been cheated on and all kinds of crazy shit with women. And a lot of us say, man, if I knew then what I do now, I would never have made the mistakes. Yeah, I would have. I absolutely would have made those mistakes. Even if I had red pill awareness, still would have married Darcy, still would have fucked with Amy, still would have done all of those things, right? It's one thing to have the knowledge, but it's quite another to actually apply that knowledge. And if you don't have experience, you can't apply the knowledge. So congratulations, you have red pill awareness, but you need to understand, you need to wrap your mind around the fact that you are going to fall. A girl or girls are going to crush your heart. Only then will it start to really sink in, because right now it's just an idea. It's just a lifestyle. But until you are in the trenches, check this out. The first girl you have sex with, you're going to fall in love with. This is the human condition. Get comfortable with that fact.
Yeah.
Get your head around it. You're gonna skip. So now that you know, it's not gonna be quite as bad. You're like, God damn it, I fucked Heather. I love her. I know it's gonna end badly. So let me just enjoy the ride and brace myself for the fall. That's my advice for you.
Well, it gets young man, it gets a little bit deeper for you, and I understand where you're coming from because a lot of guys come from that, and this is gonna be my soft side. See, I'm gonna be soft because I'm gonna be cool with you. I ain't gonna
it's gonna be instead of Uncle Steve, it's gonna be cousin Steve.
It's gonna be cousin Steve. I got you back. I got to put my arm around you, young man. And I understand. And here's some of the fears that you're gonna have, and a lot of guys have these fears. The first fear you're gonna have is the fear of how do I approach her and how do I talk to her. Second fear you're gonna have is what do I say to her. The next fear you're going to have is when I talk to her on the phone and I'm attracted to her, how do I get across how I feel about her without looking needy or desperate? The next fear after that is what do I do if I go ask, how do I ask her out on a date? And if I go out on a date, what am I going to do on the date? And if the date is successful, then it's always a step in a thing for a lot of you guys out there, because that's something that we always, and I'm sure all these guys here, the thing I teach about sex is not just talking to the woman. There are levels and layers to this, young man. And I know there's a lot of scary turns that you don't know which turn this and which turn that. I mean, even to the point where, okay, what if I get her over my house? What am I going to do? What music do I play? Or do I have to get the wine? How do I sit down? How do I move up next to her? How do I talk that yak in her ear? And then the next level after that is, well, how do I make the move to start unbuttoning her clothes and without being clusterfucked and, you know, hitting her with my elbow or butting my forehead with her? See, and right. Yeah, this is a lot. These are things that are a lot of pressure for you guys. So what I would say for you is get with these guys here, myself or any of these guys that can show you these things about sex, because a lot of you guys get your confidence gets so high, but then something happens and you just go one step forward, two steps back. So I'm saying for you, young man, get the help that you need. Again, you go to Rollo, go to Donovan, you go to myself, but you need one of these guys here to show you the levels and aspects of sex, to show you about your freaky side. You're nasty, you're naughty, you're sensual, you're romantic, you're seductive. You're broken up into more things than you know, but right now you don't know what you don't know. So what I'm saying to you with love, because I'm not yelling, see, I'm being nice, Uncle Steve.
Don't punch in the chest.
Yeah. It's a hand around your back, on your shoulder. All I'm saying, young man, is you don't have to do this alone and by yourself. These guys on here, as well as myself, are well equipped to help you through those things so you don't feel like you're alone. Rollo, you got the floor, fam.
Right. I just wanted to see, like, what exactly is it that is fearful to you? I mean, it's fearful of getting her pregnant, fearful of, I mean, what is exactly the root of this fear? Are you, that's question number one. The other question I also want to ask you is, are you kind of like, are you a physical guy? Do you like to work out? Are you into sports of any kind? Do you do anything that is like where you're moving your body?
Yes, I've been going to the gym recently, and
But it's something you like to do?
exactly. I like to do. I used to do. Was it UFC? Like a little bit of that.
MMA.
But I kind of stopped, and I used to like to write, but I kind of fell off of that.
So you're a more introverted guy, right?
Clearly
More introverted. Okay. So the reason I ask those questions is because I think that a lot of fear comes from like your inability to be comfortable in your own skin, like to actually think of yourself as a sexual thing, like a sexual being. I mean, I'm fairly certain you probably jerk off and you don't have a fear about jerking off, but you have a fear of interacting with another human being in a sexual or in an intimate way. And I think maybe that's probably the starting point of where you're at when it comes to like this fear of having sex. I mean, sex is the greatest thing in the world, man. I mean, it's like, you know, the reason you're here is because somebody had sex. Okay. The reason you're here is because your dad was at some point thought of himself as a sensual person and had sex with your mom and out popped you. So don't think of it as some sort of alien thought. And I'm glad Steve is sort of taking a lower key tact to this, because I think a lot of guys, particularly in your generation, in the millennial generation right now, I mean, statistically, you're not having sex. What is it? Was it like, I think it was like, what the hell was it? It was like 70 some odd percent that guys 18 to 30 years old haven't had sex in the last year.
What?
Yeah, it was on the GSS study that was just we talked about that not too long ago.
For girls, it's 18 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly a different statistic for them, which was funny because it really kind of it helped sort of reinforce a lot of what the MGTOWs like to say. But I think it's really kind of sad because, you know, either there's a fear of it, there's a fear of getting Me Too'd, there's a fear of I mean, there is. I sympathize with the guy, because I understand that there is this sort of stigma, like if I fuck this up, then I might go to jail, or if I screw this up, then there's a lot, you know, feelings get hurt and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, just keep reading what you've been reading. If I can give you any advice, I think really what you need to start doing is really throwing yourself into more physical activities, get back into to fighting, I guess, get back into MMA fighting, get back into the gym, and really learn to enjoy it. Because I think a lot of guys will, and here I am sitting in this room doing exactly what I'm about to say, you know, talk about. But a lot of guys, they think of like the internet, or they think of their little studio, or they think of their room in their mom's house, or wherever it is, or their 1-bedroom apartment. They think of that as a sort of like fortress of solitude kind of thing. And their only outlet to the outside world is whatever is on the internet. I think another thing you need to do is, if you want to sort of get over this fear of, you know, being around other people or having sex with a girl, you really need to interact. You need to be doing it live and in real time. I mean, you need to develop. I don't know anything about you, but I'm just going to go off of the stereotype here, as you need to go out and mingle with your friends, hang out with your friends, do things live. Because when you are in a fearful state when it comes to something as natural as sex, you know, what that says to me is that there's something else going on there. It's not just some worry or some concern about getting Me Too'd. I think there's probably something a little bit deeper.
All right, good stuff, man. Yeah. Good advice and good call, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It took a lot of balls to come on here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm proud of you, dude.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to area code 410. Yes, we can hear you. You're on live with the Redline. Go ahead.
Oh, what's up, gentlemen?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing? It's good to talk to everybody.
Yes.
Hey, not a whole lot. So I came to. I'm of the opinion that I'd say about 95% of the time, men cannot be friends with women. But I think that there are, every now and then, unique situations. I'm thinking of one personally, so I want your guys' take on it.
Sure.
But so I would kind of argue that men actually, in unique situations, can be friends with women. So what I'm thinking of is there's this girl. I knew her back when I was 11.
Damn.
All the way back in middle school. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, so back then, you know, me, short little fat boy, didn't really have a whole lot going on. Thought she was super cute. I have distinct memories of like asking her on a date, getting completely ghosted before ghosted was being a thing. And then literally just throughout life, like going to the same high school, going to the same college. Basically at one point, right around 17, 18, I actually, you know, got in much better shape myself. Got, I guess you would say hot, got abs, started talking to girls. And then it transformed into a situation of I had literally like no physical attraction for this girl. Just wasn't my type, you know, was cute at the age of 12. But, you know, now going into 26, we
so
just
you're a
have
young guy.
So much history. What's up?
So you're a young guy.
Oh yeah. I'm about to be 27. But anyway, what I'm saying is like I've known this girl since forever. Like we've been through so many different experiences, lots of different friends. I've seen so many boys like hit on her and fall on their face. She's seen, you know, lots of girls hit on me. You know, with all my girlfriends and whatnot. Like we just been.
What does she look like? Is she hot?
Actually, no physical attraction. I used to back when I was 12 and a little fat boy. You know what I'm saying? Like a little middle school crush.
Yeah, but answer the question.
So
is she hot?
Thing.
Like, do you think
I
she
didn't
is
hear you.
hot?
What's up?
Yeah, is she hot? Do you think she's hot?
No, definitely not. It's there's no meat on the bones. She was cute for like a 13-year-old. If that's weird to say out loud, but
no, that makes sense. I hear you.
You know how, like, yeah.
Okay, well, what you're describing to me, I guess, would be the outlier situation. Me personally, I mean, I don't know. For me, I think it's, and I'm not in your situation, right? Like you've known this girl most of your life, so you can't just say, if we're not fucking, we can't be friends. So I understand that on some level, but I've never really found it useful to be friends with women. Like being friends with a woman doesn't really elevate my life. Maybe it's because I'm 41 and you're 26. I don't know, but
no, you're right.
I guess yours is the outlier situation. Steve, what do you think?
Wait. Because I was about to tell him to shoot me in the back of my Maduba Abba Gobbler with all that shit he was saying. Hold on. Now, let me ask you a question, dog. You said she doesn't look good, right? Right?
I mean, not ugly, but
here we go.
Oh, no.
When you're doing shirt in a row with nothing underneath it and wanted to fuck you, would you do it? Yes or no?
Oh,
that's a yes. That's totally a yes.
With it,
a lot of y'all sales.
It would come with it. No.
If
there was no baggage.
How many? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, caller. How many girls have you fucked? How many girls have you fucked?
Me?
Yes, you.
Mid 20. I don't have count.
Mid 20s. Okay.
So
right.
just quick back.
So
15.
So 12 to 15.
I got over.
Call her, stop lying. Look, here's the
right. Come on, man. Like, there's no way.
She looked like a linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. She was ugly. And yes, she is called an associate. Men do not hang out with the food. Why are you hanging out with a woman? That just shows what kind of man you are. What can that woman give you? Or what do y'all do? What? Are y'all taking bubble baths with your clothes on? Is she?
It must be.
What kind of cupcake stuff y'all do, man? Listen, it's one thing to be at work and see Susie and say, "Good morning, Susie. How was your weekend?" and keep it pushing. But if there's an ounce of sexual attraction, there cannot be a friendship, man. Stop lying to yourself, dude.
Works, brother.
Come on, man. Be just
Rollo, what you got, man? Rollo, what you got?
Well, okay. First off, a lot of guys when they say that they want to be friends with a girl or something, or they have like a history with that. Oh, I knew her when I was in middle school, and I feel like I owe it to her to be friends with her. There's going to be women who are going to listen to this story or this story, and there's going to be women who listen to this thing, and they're going to go, "Oh, I can't believe it's all about you. You have to get something out of everybody." But here's the thing: is when I talk to guys who say, "Oh, I can totally be friends with a girl. Oh yeah, my best friend is a girl," and they'll rave up and down, and you just ask them some very basic, very simple questions, just like what you just asked right now, and you know you'll usually get the truth that will come out of that. But what I do when I'm talking to these guys, I say, what do you actually do with your girlfriend? What do you do? Do you do the same things you would do with your guy friends? Do you go to the game? Do you go drinking with your buddies? Do you go the strip club? Do you go, whatever it is that you do? Maybe it doesn't need to be that, but whatever it is with you that you do with your buddies, do you do the same thing with her? And nine times, well, actually 10 times out of 10, they will say, no, we just hang out. Well, what does hang out mean? What are you going over to your house and painting your toenails? Because that's what girls do, right? When they hang out with their friends. And so what I think is interesting is when we talk about whether or not we can be friends with a woman, we have to sort of define, what does that look like? What does the friendship between a platonic friendship, where you're trying to remove this idea that there's not going to be any kind of sexuality or any sexual nature between a man and a woman. Now, if you go and you look at like Muslim cultures, they have always segregated sexes. If you look at other religious cultures, they've always segregated sexes. Why did they do that? They only mingle those sexes together. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to an all boys like Catholic school or an all girls Catholic school. The reason they do that is because they know that there's going to be conflict between the boys and the girls, because boys will act like idiots when they think they can impress a girl. And girls will, be flirtatious and not be focused on what it is that they should be focusing on if there's other boys around, because they are distractions. Why is that? Because men and women are different. So when people say you can be just as good a friend with a girl as you can be with a guy, what that's based on is, again, this blank slate, equalist, socially constructed idea of what gender is and what gender isn't. And there are specific aspects of our evolved mental firmware, our psyches as men and as women that are always going to be different. And when you put us together, we are not going to have the same kinds of friendships, if you can even call it a friendship, that you're going to have with your same sex friends. That's why I say, if you're not fucking her, you are her girlfriend. Because what happens is most guys will accommodate girls that they think that they're friends with. So the stuff that a woman will do who's your friend, that if you had a guy that was behaving in the same way, you would get in a fist fight with him, because you will put up with more crap from a girl than you would for your best male friend. You would take it as like an offense, or you would say, oh, well, I guess he doesn't like me anymore, kind of thing. But you'll put up with that because it's a woman, and you have a preconceived idea of what you should be doing as a male with a female when you're in a state of platonic friendship. So what happens if like, for instance, if I have a female friend right now and I go, hey, I'm going to go hang out with Alice and we're going to go see a movie together, but we're just platonic friends. What do you think my wife is going to think about that? If I do it with a guy, then it's like there's not even an afterthought, but there's always going to be that sex thing. And it's not, even if you think that you don't have any sex thing between you and your platonic friend, other people do. Your wife does. Her boyfriend does. Is her boyfriend cool with you guys going and seeing Endgame on the weekend or something like that? Yeah. What are you doing? What does the friendship look like? And women, especially women who say, oh, we can totally be friends. Most women like the idea that they can be friends with guys, because if that's true, they can get as many beta orbiters as they want. That's like unlimited. It's like unlimited power. They can have all the attention that they want. This is because it's a possibility. And guys who say, oh, you can totally be friends in a platonic way with a woman, they never define terms. They never say what exactly that looks like. And then those are usually the guys who also believe, well, you need to be with one girl, and you shouldn't try to do anything with them. And these are the guys who try to identify with the feminine. And part of that identification is this misbegotten belief that they can actually be platonic friends with a girl. Now, that's not to say that men and women can't be friends, but there's a sex element that is attached to that, or there is a familial element that is attached to that. Like, I am very good friends with my daughter, but I'm also her father. Right. And so it's beyond friendship, it's family. And do I like my wife? I very much like my wife. I love her to death, and she's fun to fuck, but that's what we do, because that's what defines us as being man and wife. She is not my best friend. She is my wife. There's a difference. I have a best friend, but that best friend is a dude. Okay. I have a wife who is a female that I have a much deeper, much more profound relationship with than I do with my best friend. So that's why when I see when people go and say, well, you're discouraging men and women from actually being friends and platonic and all. No, I'm not. You could still have friends. You can still go and do, but just don't think that you're having a friendship to the same degree that you would with your intrasexual friendships.
Wow, very, very good answer. All right, last call of the evening. We are going to go to area code 305. You're on with the red line. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's me again, 31.
Oh, my man!
Miami.
All right, good stuff.
I need some more. Y'all got any more of that red pill stuff?
Wait, real quick. Has she called you since we last talked? Has she called or texted?
Is she watching the show?
Come on.
Hey, you never know. I had to ask.
So, Rollo, what am I looking at here, man? Because I feel like I got everybody's input except yours.
Well, you didn't hear me say that you should dump her or you should move on? You're the 31-year-old bartender, right? I mean, you said you also have, and you were also saying something to the effect that you're also an entrepreneur. You had your own business. What business is that, by the way?
I have my own business. I barely tend bar anymore. It's online retail. Basically, I sell things online.
Oh,
okay. So you do drop shipping, basically. Okay, so
drop shipping.
okay, well, so you've got a business that you're involved in right now. If I have any advice to you, it is put yourself into improving yourself and building yourself up. I would not go back. I've got one of the iron rules of Tomassi is never root through garbage once you've taken the garbage to the curb. Well, you've already been taken to the curb in this sense. So I think what you're going to have to do is but see, that's not a bad thing, man. At least now you know what's up with it. At least now the cards are on the table and you know what you can do. That's the benefit of all. You're not guessing. Like a lot of guys will say, well, she's sending me mixed message. No, she's not sending you mixed messages. The message is this: I don't want to be with you no more. Yeah. So that's it. So you know what? You take that message and you go, okay, fine. I'll take the L and I'm going to go and I'm going to learn from this. The only failure in this is if you don't learn from this. And I know that sounds real fortune cookie, but you need to learn what was going on in this, becoming a little bit better. I'm sorry. Are you saying something?
No, I was saying he doesn't lose. Like he got the best years of this girl's life. Yeah. He literally hit the eject button 2 years before she hit the wall. Great. Dude, listen, and here's the thing, caller. This is not I think what you're grappling with, and you will
he wants her back. He's in love. He wants her.
Not only that, he's
one-itis is what it is.
This is not going to be the last 10 you're going to fuck, dude. Like obviously you're a high value guy. She's not some kind of unicorn. You will meet another 20, 21-year-old who is either equal to or better than the girl you just had. There are going to be feelings involved. You spent 6 years of your life with this girl. There's going to be feelings involved, and it's easy for us who are emotionally divorced from this to say, just move on. You should move on. It's not going to be easy, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't still need to be done. By the same token, what needs to be done is that you need to spin plates. Listen, lick your wounds and understand that you won. You got this girl's best year.
How do you get over a girl? You get under the next one,
or you get over, or you get.
I tried that and it didn't. I've tried that. It doesn't help much.
Give it time.
About the whole thing.
Gotta give it time.
Well, but here's the thing, dude. Is you're gonna have to accept it at some point.
I was part of the.
This is my
point. Way around
it. There is a. Can we just be? Let's be honest, man. Look.
But see, here's the thing. You're thinking of. Sorry, Steve. Just give me 1 second here. You're thinking of this as if this is the end of the world. Like this is what you and think about what think about what I'm talking about. Like because you really want to get back. You really want to get back with this chick. You called us twice because you want to get back with this chick. And we're supposed to have some like magical formula. But there ain't no magical formula. But here's the thing: is that you are in a better position right now. Yeah, you are in a better state right now than you were before. So see this as the opportunity it is. Well, because you are about to enter into your sexual market value. Yeah, your prime. You're going to start hitting your stride here in the next like 4 or 5 years. So I mean, you will be in a prime selection position, and what you're going to tell me is like, well, if I was going to be a selector, I would select her, right? I would go back and grab her. Well, that's not on the table right now. So look for something that's right for you, because obviously it wasn't right for you, because if it wasn't, you'd still be with her.
That is 100,000,000% correct. If he had a sense of self, and he does not have a sense of self. Yeah. Know who the hell he is. Ooh. Now you're right about the listen. When it comes to business, you're good, but let's be honest here. She's got you in what I call a quicksand relationship. The more you try to wiggle your ass out, the deeper your ass goes back in, and that's the problem. Either do two things, man, because it sounds like you want her back, and it sounds like you wanted to tell you go after her like you're doing those female ass TV shows. Either call her ass up and tell her you want to get back with her, or throw her ass back in the water and charge that shit to the game. But your problem is you're not strong enough to do either one of those things.
Wow.
Because all you're doing is listen, women make excuses. I'm not calling you a woman. I'm just saying some of them behaviors you got are common to womanish when you can't even think for your own self. If you like the girl, like say Donovan said, you got 6 years in her. But unfortunately, and the reason why guys like me be smashing y'all women, because y'all neglect them. Okay, you did it. It's over with. You know what? If you feel like you can't get her back, let her go. If you want her back, try. I don't know what you want from us or what you want us to tell you, but all you're doing every time you open your mouth is one excuse after another, like you're a victim, man.
Yeah.
That's all we're hearing from you. You called twice, dog. Come on, God damn it.
I'm going to end it with this, man. The guy is hurting, right? And he's hurting, and it's funny because
for sure
he doesn't want to let on. He's like, I can do with or without her. Dude, you called twice. You held on the line for 54 minutes to talk to us again about the same girl. Listen, okay, you're hurt. This is part of life. Listen, that 24-year-old virgin who says, listen, I'm kind of afraid. This is 24-year-old. If you're watching, this is what you're going to have to go through. You're going to get lucky. You're going to meet a girl who's young and hot. You're not going to be ready to marry. She is. Right. She's going to move on and it's going to hurt.
All right, here's what I'm gonna leave you with, because I can tell, like, I was just thinking about this when Steve was talking. I have a post, if you didn't know. I have a post called Detox. All right. What you're experiencing right now is actually very similar to detoxification, or you're going through withdrawal symptoms from this chick, right? I mean, it's still pretty fresh, I would say. I mean, you said something like November or December, so we're only talking like 6 months right here. So what happens is in your brain, you associate a particular chemical, cocktail that goes through your brain when you are with this girl, when you think about this girl, and when you're thinking about her, it re-triggers that. I've got a post about all of the biomechanics that go along with this, and it's called the post is called Detox. I'll put it here in the chat here in just a second. But I mean, I'm not making this up. This is like the chemical signature of guys who are in love or infatuated and stuff. When you feel that dopamine hit or the endorphins that run through your brain, it has a chemical signature that is very close to heroin. So when you are pulled away from that, in a sense, you are actually going through a withdrawal symptom because of this. And so you need to be aware of that, and then understand that is going to motivate you to, I don't know, sit on the line for 54 minutes and ask us another question about this stuff, because you really want to reestablish those good feelings. You want to find some way to get back to that fix and to get back to that high that you think about. So, because when you think about her, your brain doesn't know any different. You're thinking about how good it felt to be with her. And that gives you that little kick for a minute. And you go, gosh, if I could just get back to that state, if I could just get back to that one point in time. I mean, poets and songwriters write about this kind of stuff all the time. If I could just go back, if I could go turn back time, if I could just go back to those times. And why is that such a very powerful message, or a very powerful feeling for guys? Is because you're trying to reestablish that dopamine hit that you were getting before. Why do guys turn to alcohol when they break up with a chick? Because it's that kick. It gives them a little bit of what they feel that they were missing, and so they try to replace that endorphin rush that they used to get from the chick, especially when they were having sex, and especially in that honeymoon period, where it's like the 3 months when you first start fucking and you just can't stop fucking each other. That's that you keep thinking about the good old days and how great it was, and that's why I wrote the iron rule number 7, which is never root through garbage once it's been taken to the curb. Because what happens, you'll go back and you think that even if you could do that, even if you could reestablish all that, you still have that history, all the stuff that led up to you guys breaking up. That even if you had a great, you suddenly got married and you had 2 kids, there's still that time when you broke up with her. There's still that time when she was like, I don't have nothing to do with you. There's still that 6-month period where, like, if you got back with her today, if you got on the phone, she says, you know what, all is forgiven, let's get back together. You still have that 6-month period where you were just like jonesing like a junkie. So understand that there's still that physical aspect that goes to being rejected. There's a physical aspect that comes with breaking up and splitting off from that. And I forget who was saying it, and this is going to sound really stupidly like Oprah and Dr. Phil-ish, but like, I think it's like, what is it, like 6 months for every year that you've been together? There's some like stupid little formula or something like that. Some guys simply just don't get over a chick, or they'll be let me ask you this. Are you still dreaming about her? Do you have dreams about her? He's gone. Okay.
Yeah, it's off.
All right. Well, most guys will still like dream about their exes, particularly if they had like a really bad like BPD ex. Because I know I went through that too. But like, and you wake up and you go, oh my God, I'm so glad all that's over with, kind of thing. But that's your psyche. That's your psyche, sort of trying to reacquaint itself with the feelings that you had with that chick in the past. So there's actually a biochemical element to breaking up.
Dude, it's 6 years, man. And the girl was, dude, 6 years with a girl who was young and hot, who absolutely adored him. And he thinks that this is going to be he thinks this was his one shot to get that unicorn. Dude, I'm here to tell you, man, it's not over. I know you probably think it is, but dude, you're going to be fine. You got her best years, okay? You were from here, it only goes up for you. For her, it only goes down for her. That's why she was in a hurry to get married to you in the first place. Let me read off some super chats. We've got a plenty here. Davey Furtado, or Davi Furtado, says a guy in his mid-20s virgin with no experience with women should start aiming for inexperienced girls as well. Also, what about going for 3s and 4s out of 10 to get comfortable? Start with 5s and 6s. Never go for 3s and 4s, because if girls see you with 3s and 4s, you're not going to get past a 3 or 4. Freelance Ronan says, drop it into the jar, gentlemen. The red pill saves lives and sanity. That's correct. Noah Wyan Clan II wants to know, hey, Rollo, are there any red pill groups in Vegas? I know Christian McQueen goes out there quite a bit.
Yeah, not as much as he used to. I know he's got a New York thing going on, but I think he's in New York now.
Yeah, he hangs out with. I
don't know. I responded to that actually. I think if there is one, I don't know about it, but I would very much like to know about it.
That'd be great. Yeah, let us keep us in the loop. Mick Inks with $2 super chats, but put $20 in there to make us think that he was donating $20. Appreciate it. Whiskey to Don, Donovan, Rollo, and Steve, Unstoppable, $2 super chat. EC with the $2 super chat. Keep up the work, you animals. 2 Random Studios with the $20 super chat says, thanks again for the call, gents. You nail it. You hit the nail on the head, Rollo. His mindset is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna go hit the bars now. Peace. This is the guy whose friend says, oh, you should be in a relationship like me. Kant with the $20 super chat said, bitches ain't loyal isn't just for dating. Women are emotional, and one bad day with a woman you confided in as a, quote, friend can ruin your life, especially in the workplace. The last one is Drapedo Man with the $5 super chat says, salute and happy days. Guys, this was a dynamite show, man.
Yeah.
We probably, the log here says we got through 14 calls. So 14 calls in 2 hours was a good show, man. Follow all of our work. Rollo, any last words?
Just join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern on this Bat channel right here. We're going to be talking about the struggle versus men's potential, which is a conversation you and I had on your show not too long ago, last week, I think. I felt that the topic needs a group discussion. I think we need to go dig a little bit deeper into this, because I wrote a very, if I do say so myself, a very good article about it. I published it on Wednesday, I believe, of the same name. So
excellent.
Yeah, so come join us tomorrow, and also I will be doing Red Pill 101 with Pat on Sunday at 4:30 Eastern. That's me.
Steve, what you got?
I want to say thank you, guys. www.themanmindset.com, guys. Check that shit out. But guys, I got a confession to make to everyone in the chat room. You're right. I lied to y'all. Men and women can be friends, and I was wrong. I've been lying all this time. They can't be friends. You see, once I get the pussy and I come all on her, we can be the best of friends that we want.
If they fucking.
I can ask about her work. I mean, we could be the best of friends.
Talk about
right. So after I smash, guys, we could be buddies. We're good. So I guess I can say Rollo and D. I feel like I'm lying to the guys. Now before that, we can be friends. But after I get my nut, oh man, we can talk about soap opera
all day long.
Yeah, all day, every day, girl.
You guys can catch me on my channel. I'm going to be on Monday through Thursdays now at 1 Eastern. I had all my shows early because I was sort of in a transitional period, but I'm going to move back to 1 Eastern, which is 10 a.m. Pacific. Of course, I'm on here on the Redline every Friday night at 8. I'm on the Redman group every Saturday morning at 11 Eastern. Thanks again for making time for us here, Rollo and Steve. Thank you guys for another great show. Thank you to all of our super chatters, and we will see you guys all tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Peace out.
Bye-bye.